Hello, Aries, and welcome to your reading for the week of October 25th, stretching it into the week of Halloween for the 31st. I'm the Scorpio Stellium. I'm your no bullshit tarot card reader, and I do things a little bit differently here. I give you the week predictions, but I also tell you what the card meanings are. I tell you what the astrological associations are as well, and at the end I do a pick a card reading for your message from the divine, so stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and jump right in. And while I'm shuffling the cards, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this full moon coming up in Aries, your sign, on Halloween. This is going to be a time that you are really going to want to push ahead with all that initiating energy, all of that passion. It's going to add extra oomph to your sign, to your sun, to your willpower. So you are going to have to make sure to use that constructively and not step on anybody's toes in the process. Okay, let's see what we've got for you. All right, what I see here with this first line going into the week, the beginning here, is all reversed cards, and that's not always a bad thing. Reversals in and of themselves are not bad. It depends on what the energy we're reversing is and how we interpret that reversal. So we have reversed Fool, King of Wands, and Emperor. And the thing is I don't like is that the King of Wands and the Emperor both being reversed are fire sign associated cards. In fact, the astrological association with the Emperor is Aries. This is your card, is the Emperor. So having it reversed is making me feel that at the beginning of the week, your energy is low. You are not feeling confident. That's really what's going on. You are not wanting to take any risks. That's with the Fool reversed. Not wanting to make a mistake, but it's like overly cautious. Whereas there are things that will probably be good for you to step into. You're not wanting to do it. You're holding yourself back. With the reversed King of Wands here, this is where the confidence is lacking, and the Emperor reversed where you just don't feel like in your power, because the King of Wands is all about confidence. It's all about having charisma and knowing that you are in charge, okay? And that you are in charge in a positive way, that you know how to get things done. And then the Emperor has a very similar kind of theme. It's about boundaries and building things, establishing things, being in control. And having this reversed too, I'm feeling that you start out the week on a low point. And we see the reason why as we get down further into the cards, and we will get more information on this as we begin to clarify the cards in a minute. But having the reverse Magician in the middle line here next to the Eight of Swords, what I'm seeing is with reversed Magician, who is associated with the planet Mercury, we have this feeling of, I don't know that I'm good enough. I don't know that I have the right tools to do what I need to do. It's again, a lack of confidence, but it's more specifically that you feel it by your mental capacities may not be up to the game in whatever it is that you're thinking about pursuing. You're like, I just don't know that I'm good enough for this job, that I'm right in approaching this person, that I'm up to the task. And why? Well, we have the Eight of Swords next to it. The Eight of Swords is this card of feeling stuck and overthinking, being like, I'm in this trap and I can't get out of this trap and there's nothing I can do about it, but it's all because it's all in your own head. And people get really pissed off when you tell them like, this is all in your head, but this is really your mental thought process. You're like, I'm not good enough. I just shouldn't do this, which is not typical Aries sort of energy. Quite honestly, you guys normally are like, I may not know how to do this, but I'm damn sure going to learn it and I'm going to try. That's not how it feels this week. The Eight of Swords. Yep. Okay. So then we move into the Two of Wands next to the Eight of Swords. And this is giving me a feeling of what the actual issue is about. This is where you want to put energy into a plan that you have, a goal that you have. And it may be a goal in your career. It may be some other personal goal in your life, something that you've been wanting to learn how to do or master. This can even be the goal of going after somebody relationally, okay? Like wanting to have the chase, to pursue them. But having this Two of Wands here next to the Eight of Swords, next to the reversed Emperor, they're all in the same line. And this is telling me that you are seriously holding yourself back. The Two of Wands is Mars in Aries. So we have Mars, your ruling planet, which is passionate, which is fiery, which is the warrior planet. It is how you fuck and how you fight. That's how you remember Mars. You're never gonna forget it now, right? It's the engine in the car. And you put that engine, that energy that is at home, in astrology we call it in domicile, in your own sign of Aries, of initiation. And you get like, boom, explosion. You get like, I'm gonna go do this. I'm off to the races. And here it's like, no, I don't know if I should. I'm not ready. Okay, that's the whole energy there. And the last line here, towards the end of the week, we have Seven of Swords, reverse Seven of Pentacles, reverse Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this is Moon in Aquarius, which doesn't, Moon in Aquarius, they're not really simpatico, because Moon is emotions. It's our gut instinct. It's our feely, touchy-feely, warm, nurturing stuff. And then Aquarius being a very air sign, very mental, okay? Like expansion and like don't really nail me down and all of this kind of networking feeling. So it's kind of almost a scheming feeling there, because we're trying to apply emotions to a non-emotional sign, inherently non-emotional. We have the Seven of Swords with this, which is a scheming card, which is telling lies, which is dishonesty. It is making a little shisty, sneaky plan to get your own way. And this energy may be you, this may be coming from somebody else. So I'm going to tell you that, when we do these general readings, these don't always apply to the other person or apply to you. They can do both. You are going to be encountering this kind of not very nice energy. And I don't know if you're giving it out or if you're on the receiving end, but you need to actually have your guard up for any kind of dishonesty, any kind of shady, shisty, twisty kind of business going on. It's next to the reverse Seven of Pentacles. So it's associated with something that someone has put a lot of work into and they feel like it has not paid off. This may be a relationship. And I feel that for a lot of you that is going to fit, because it is next to the reversed Queen of Pentacles, which is a wife card, oftentimes wife, mother, the person who takes care of home, and she's reversed. So she's not in really the position of being honored and respected here. And then we have what's going on, the reverse Seven of Pentacles. Somebody has worked really long and hard to get to the place where they are. Now, it could be this wife type of position or this mother type of position. Again, this can be you or another person, but it is talking about somebody who's being lied to or is lying about what their their status is, okay? So we have this very, very nasty kind of energy down at the bottom with the Seven of Swords, reverse Seven of Pentacles, reverse Queen of Pentacles. Let's start clarifying these cards, guys. All right, let's first take a look at this reversed Emperor up at the top. Since that is Aries card in the Major Arcana, I want to take an extra close look at it. Okay. Clarified by the Chariot. So the Chariot is about action. This is a card that is telling you that your action, you're not taking any. That's really what it is. You're either not taking the action and you should just go ahead and go for it, or it is a card that is saying that the fear of action is too great, or the actions that you are taking are the incorrect ones. What I think here is it's probably a holding back of action, because we know that you have this whole thing in the beginning of the week where your thought process is full of, I'm not sure that I'm ready yet. Well, let's go ahead and clarify the reverse magician. Okay, clarified with death. Okay, so this is telling me that you here are afraid of something ending. And you think that if you pursue this now, if you push it too hard, that something is going to be over. The death card is associated with Scorpio, which is endings, it's rejuvenation as well. It's also the transformation, but here I'm very much seeing it, with his scythe there, like we may have no more chances in the future. We may be out of shots if we take the shot now and we don't go for it. I do think that it's okay, and I want to just go ahead and say, looking at these cards, I don't see a huge detriment to you for waiting a little bit longer. I do feel that you need to start thinking about what your plan of action is, especially when you're creeping up into this full moon in Aries on the 31st. Like, by that time, I'm hoping that you have a plan in place to overcome whatever obstacles you're encountering. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords. This is the card where you are feeling stuck, and it's all mental. Okay. Clarified with the Six of Wands, which is associated with Jupiter in Leo. Okay, Jupiter is the greater benefic planet. Leo is full of pride, and not really in a bad way. It can be in a bad way. It can manifest that way. But having Jupiter there is the benefic that wants to expand and give more to. So it's like an inflated sense here of ego. Okay, this is a lot of egotism, and it's saying that, I've almost accomplished this. And I think that we are clarifying this card of I'm stuck in my own head with a card of saying victory and accomplishment is actually because you can come to this point of victory and accomplishment. You probably are just right off the mark. And I don't think that you're as far behind as you actually think you are. I think you're being a little bit too rough on yourself. Let's clarify I'm not going to take that one because I wasn't shuffling yet. Let's clarify the Two of Wands. The plans being made. I'm really anxious to get down to this last line, I gotta be honest with you, but we're gonna clarify the Two of Wands anyway. Okay, it's clarified by the Knight of Cups. Okay, this feels romantic in nature for a lot of you, where it is something that the Knight of Cups, my kind of key word, the thing that I think of a lot is the one with all talk and no action. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be there for you. I want you. I care about you. But are they backing it up with action? And we have to look at the cards around it and see if they are actually going to back this up with action. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't like the cards around it, even though I haven't clarified it yet, because we do have the Seven of Swords down here. So this looks like somebody is dealing with a liar. Somebody's dealing with somebody who really doesn't plan to do anything, even though they're saying like, yeah, I'm making plans. I'm making all these lovely romantic plans and to be with you and everything is going to be great, right? But we have Seven of Swords. So it's like, are they really, or are they just doing this because it suits them? Because it's what's easy for them to say? Are they doing it out of sincerity or out of cowardice? And I'm going to say it's out of cowardice and selfish motivation. So let's see Seven of Swords. Now, if it's not romantic for you, I do want to say that this is anytime somebody comes in and says a lot of sweet nothings, and that can even be when it's like, oh yeah, you're going to get the promotion, you're going to get the job, you're going to get this or that, but they don't really mean it. Okay. Clarified by the Three of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Okay, I especially don't like seeing the Three of Cups clarifying the Seven of Swords because this is so often a card of another woman. And I want to just say that I'm not going to say in a general reading that is going to be for a lot of people, oh, your person is cheating on you or, is involved in more than one person. I'm not going to say that as a collective. What I am going to say is that there is other people involved in this scheme, okay, that I don't know whose position is where. If you're the schemer and you know the other people involved, or if you are not aware of any of these other people. And again, it doesn't have to be that they are with someone else. It can be friends that have a say in this, that are influencing your person in a particular way. But obviously, since I said it, I want you to know that is one of the interpretations that can be taken from these cards. It can be a third party in the relationship. There can be cheating here. Seeing these cards is, you can't not look at it that way. But what I'm saying is that position is not going to fit for everyone. So I want to give you alternatives here. If this is you and you're like being told that you're going to get something and it's not romantic, like take the job, for example, this can be that they're telling you that you're going to get the job, but actually they have another candidate in mind. And then we have the 8 of Wands here, which is telling me with Mercury in Sagittarius that there's a lot of talk. And the talk seems to be very open, okay? Mercury being a conversation, thinking, communication. Sagittarius is a very open-minded sign. It's very philosophical. It's very like exuberant and energetic and fun-loving and adventurous. It's all of those things. So we see a lot of open conversation. So it may seem to you that you're getting the full story when you're actually not, when there's actually other things at play. Okay, let's take a look at the reverse 7 of Pentacles. This is that card of we're putting in all this work, but is it really, really paying off? No, not so much. We don't feel like it is. Okay, we're going to clarify it with the 4 of Swords, Jupiter and Libra. Jupiter and Libra in a 4, okay, so we bring our numerology into this. 4s are cards of stability. Okay, they want things to be, square and grounded and like steady. Okay, that's the number 4. Then we take Jupiter, the benefic, one that wants to bestow all the good things, right? And then we take it in a mental card, the Swords, right? Swords are thinking cards. They are intellectual cards. And we put it in a sign like Libra, which wants peace and diplomacy. And what we have here is something that says, let's just rest from the fight. Because right now, or from the work that needs to be done, because remember, this is about work, that we're not getting the harvest after all of our efforts. And so this 4 of Swords comes in and says, maybe it's time to just take a break. Maybe we need a break. So you may be not in communication with your person this week. Somebody else may not be in communication with you the way that they want to be. You may just need your distancing, your space from somebody. And you're like, it's not coming out the way that I want it to. And inherently, I know this. And so instead of trying and pushing it and having all this open conversation, I've decided instead I'm now going to take a break. So the energy shifts between these two down at the bottom towards the end of the week as we get closer and closer to this big moon, full moon in Aries. And then we have the reversed Queen of Pentacles down at the bottom. Okay, so I dropped a whole bunch. I'm not going to take those because that's just not a good shuffle. So this is also reverse Queen of Pentacles, is when your home life is not comfortable for you. It's not the way that you set it up or the way that you would have it. There may be tension in the home. There may be financial issues that are coming between you and your loved one. Okay, we're clarifying this with the Ace of Cups and with Temperance. Okay, Ace of Cups being a card of being open-hearted and ready for love, and Temperance being a card of patience. So I think that this is coming down to someone, you or another person, are having to wait longer than you feel is your fair share for all you've done and all the work and everything you've invested. You're having to wait a lot longer than you really should to get what you want, okay? To get the open-hearted love and abundance and this relationship that you really feel you deserve or that they feel that they deserve. So somebody is sitting here waiting. There's a lot of energy between whoever these people involved are of being extremely emotionally entangled, but then not really being emotionally honest with one another. So like the energy is so enmeshed, but it's not full of open conversation and being vulnerable and really like making plans to move forward. I think that for some of you that are dealing not with love relationships and are not as concerned about the love relationships, it's still having to wait longer than what you feel is fair for what you're due, for the amount of effort that you've put into something, for the effort that you've put into trying to find a new job, for getting your promotion, for whatever you're trying to grow right now, whatever you're trying to make abundant in your life, and whatever you're trying to manifest. You feel, I have had to wait too long and I'm not liking this. I don't like this waiting game at all. Let's go ahead and see, Aries, what your message from the universe is. And I do this in a pick a card format. So you will be choosing one of 3 cards, and I'm going to tell you what I believe the message the universe has to offer you this week will be. Okay, we have card 1, card 2, card 3. So I'm going to say again, 1, 2, 3. You go ahead and pick your card for what your specific message from the universe, from the divine, whatever you call that, is. So you know how to pause, so I'm going to jump right into it. If you need to pause, you can do that. But for card 1, it is the Ace of Coins, or the Ace of Pentacles. This deck calls it coins. So this is talking about a time for growth. And I think for you, if you are holding something back, it's time to just like put the pedal to the metal and use that energy that is coming up with the full moon to your benefit, because now is the time that you can grow something. Now is the time that you can get more money, that you can grow your business, that you can grow your relationships, that there's a bunch of potential, there's a bunch of seeds laying around and they're not doing any good if you don't put them in the ground. So this is the week that you need to put them in the ground. Okay. For number 2, card number 2, it's the 9 of Coins. So this is telling me that you are coming to a place of what you've manifested physically in your life, the money that you want, the house that you want, the lifestyle that you want, but you are feeling alone in it. And it's telling you here that you're actually right where you need to be, and that we're coming to a place that you're going to have even more. But you have to come to an acceptance with everything that you have first. And that's the place that you're in, is this coming to acceptance and being joyful and having gratitude with the abundance that you've already manifested before you step into something else. Okay, for card 3, it is the Strength card. It is associated with Leo. We have a card here for remaining strong in difficult situations, telling you that you have what it takes, that you have the internal fortitude to make it through whatever difficulties that you are encountering this week, that the universe kind of has your back, so to speak, so you can rest in knowing, like, I've got this, I'm brave, I'm strong, I can handle it. Thank you so much for watching, Aries. I'll see you again next week.